Hey guys, so fairly recently I was sent a $25 microphone from Fifine and I was asked to review it. And I was really surprised how good that mic was at the price point. If you want to see that video, I'm sure I'll have a link around here somewhere. But anyway, Fifine contacted me again asking if I'd like to review another microphone of theirs. So I'm very excited about this, especially now that I know what to expect. This microphone's only about $30, again with some change, you know, with shipping and all that and stuff. But it's a very inexpensive microphone, and this one looks more like a condenser microphone, like something you would use for vocals, so I'm very curious to test this out with vocals and maybe some acoustic guitar today. So, haven't opened it from the package yet, so this is a little bit of an unboxing. Let's see here. Here we go. There it is right there, Fifine Technology. Now it says this is a gaming microphone, but again, the last one I felt like had some musical application to it, so I'm pretty confident that this one will have musical application as well. Alright, got some scissors. Let's get inside here. Whoop. Got papers, some instruction stuff, just like the last one came with. And wow, yep, there's the microphone right there. That is pretty cool. It's a little smaller than I was anticipating, but not in a bad way. I mean, it's totally, like, you know, usable size. It's very, I don't know, I think it's a pretty slick looking microphone. So we've got a volume knob here, it looks like, just like the other microphone. Now this one does have an attachment, that's cool, so you can attach it to a mic stand. That's really handy, and of course you can adjust that. And the last mic had a fairly long cable. This looks like it's a very long USB cable as well. Yep. So nice to know that you can have some distance with this. And for this microphone, if we're thinking of using it in a recording application, it's going to be helpful to have some length to the cable. So a couple extra things in the box. Oh, that's cool. Comes with a little tripod. Check that out. That's pretty handy. So again, you can just screw this on here like that. Bam, sweet. And you can just set it on the desk like that. Hopefully, yeah, oh, you can see that pretty good. Yeah. And again, you can adjust this, so speaking into it, kind of point it upward maybe a little bit. Oh, and just so you know, it looks like this mic does come in different colors. They sent me the green one. I can't remember if I ordered green or if, you know, it was just kind of random, but I got green, but they've also got silver, blue, black, and rose red. I tell you what, guys, Fifine makes some pretty nifty stuff for a very affordable price. But of course, the most important thing, how does it sound? So let's go ahead and plug it in and kind of test it out real quick. It's a 50-50 chance. See if I can get first try. Yeah, there we go. Right in there. Okay, pops right up on the screen. It says Logic Pro scanning your system, blah, blah, blah. Yes. Okay, cool. So now hopefully all I have to do is just hit input here on Logic Pro and hello, check 1 2, check 1 2. And if I turn this if I turn it all the way down, it mutes, so it's not coming through at all. And then as I turn it up, yeah, it's coming through. So sweet. So let's go ahead and record into this guy just to kind of get an idea how it sounds, how it works. And then later I'm going to head down to the church and we're going to do a comparison. I'm actually going to compare this with a vocal mic that I use. So we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Okay, so now I'm recording, so I'm speaking directly at the mic, speaking away from the mic, speaking above the mic, turning the input down. That should have muted it. Now I'm turning it back up, turning it up, and now the signal's getting pretty hot, 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 hello, hello. And I'm still speaking pretty quietly, but there we go, there, now we're clipping. And then let's turn it back down. So somewhere around there should have been pretty good levels. All right, let's have a listen back. Or not. Okay, so it actually sounds pretty good, and I was expecting it to sound good. But I am curious how it's going to compare when used in a vocal application, and comparing it against a microphone that I actually use for recording vocals. So I use the AT2020. I've been using it for a while, and it wasn't necessarily the mic that I chose. It was just one I had access to, and just over time I've just gotten better at using it. So yeah, we're going to take this guy down to church, and we're going to compare the two and see what happens.
2 days later.
Okay, so I recorded with both microphones, and I compared the two. And I'm going to save you some time. Unfortunately, the Fifine microphone doesn't really compare with the AT2020 when recording vocals. I'll go ahead and show you. I've got some comparisons here. This is the AT2020. Now that it's today, maybe this will end. And here's the Fifine K669. It seems so long ago since we first began. Now that it's today, maybe this will end. So you can hear when you compare them back to back, the Fifine mic sounds a bit muffled and it lacks the air and the clarity that the AT2020 has. So at first I was thinking, well, darn, maybe I jumped the gun with this mic. Maybe I was just thinking it kind of looked like a vocal mic, so maybe it'll work for vocals, but maybe I shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Maybe something like what Fifine sent me last time. Maybe this is the better vocal mic. So I set both of these up and I did a quick comparison, and I actually got some different results. So interestingly, in this comparison, the K669 actually does sound pretty good. Have a listen. So, this is where we are. Where else have we been? So when you compare it to the first mic that they sent me, now the K669 does sound pretty good. So, this is where we are. Where else have we been? Comparing the two, this one does kind of sound a bit silkier and have some of that air that it was lacking in the other test. I guess this microphone isn't really designed for high intensity vocals. I mean, it is a gaming mic after all. It's made for podcasts, which it works great for that. If all you need is just a mic just to kind of silk up your voice a bit, just something to sound kind of nice and cozy, this sounds really good. And if you are singing in a similar style, so if you're doing jazz or some kind of acoustic music where you're singing just in a lower range and not like screaming at the mic, you can probably use this as a vocal mic. But if you're going to do something more intense, it's a very sensitive mic. Even when I was using it, I had to turn the gain way down, and it was very challenging to find the right distance from the mic to get a decent performance. That's not to say that you can't use it, it's just that that's clearly not what it's designed for. If you want to hear how it sounds with just speech, I've got another comparison here. Okay, now I'm speaking into the K669. Check 1, 2. I'm talking. I'm going to try singing. So I think you could go with either microphone for speech. I do kind of favor the K669. It just has a nice smooth quality to it that sounds good on the voice. I also recorded some acoustic guitars and I got fairly similar results. The AT2020 just kind of had a nice air to it. Now, if you were interested in this mic, you could add some EQ. That's not usually recommended for vocals. It'd probably work better on something like acoustic guitar, but just to give you an example, here's the vocal, and I'll just turn the EQ on and off, and you can hear what kind of effect that has on it. It seems so long ago since we first began. It seems so long ago since we first began. So you can hear that gets it closer to similar qualities that the AT2020 had, that air and that clarity. So if you want to do that, you can, but right out of the box, you're not going to get like the best vocal recording. But again, gaming, podcasts, that kind of stuff, this mic is plenty good for the job. The truth is, when it comes to gear, you can make just about anything work. As long as it's decently built, you can learn to work with its strengths and figure out what it does best and get some kind of result. And anything is better than nothing. And so I say that just because it's been interesting comparing like gear. But whatever budget you're at, if for some reason you can't afford more expensive gear, I don't want you to think that that's an excuse why you can't make something. You know, if all you've got is just a few dollars just to buy a mic like this, and if this is what gets you started, this is what gets you making movies or making music or whatever it might be, then go ahead and get it. Don't let it hold you back. Don't think, oh, well, it's not as good as this fancy piece of gear. It's like, no, just get out there and make some stuff. The truth is, just whatever equipment you've got, if you just learn how to use it, you can get better and better results with it, and you'll get better at using that. It's really just about knowing your gear. It's about getting something and learning how to use it and getting better at using it. Hopefully you found this review interesting. Thanks again to Fifine for sending me these microphones. I've kind of enjoyed it so far. And if you're interested in getting any of these microphones or checking out any other products from Fifine, I'll have a link in the description. Thanks for watching. Until next time.